What's up, guys? Doug Lane here, Fast Lane Car Care. I want to show you around, talk about something real quick. I mentioned it on my other channel, my main channel. I think I'm gonna put the footage here, but if you guys watch the main channel, you've seen this wall, you've seen on my tent, all that good stuff, my little office where I make my videos and, you know, all that good stuff, the banner, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, there's some new stuff here. We got a new heat press. Baby's got some Barbie stuff out here, and this little guy here. Let's check out what we got going on over here. So this is the other side of my garage. I don't even think I've ever had this side on camera. You know, got some stuff the old homeowner, you know, whoever owned this before left me. There was a great big workbench here. I got rid of it. What we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna finish this out and you know, insulate it, all that good stuff, and then we're gonna run metal ceiling, insulated ceiling. We're gonna get rid of this wall entirely, so this will give us about 272 square feet, something like that. New floor, because this basically used to be like a, you know, like a parking spot that they just pulled up, you know, next to the door, next to the garage, extra parking, if you will. And then what they did was, you know, just build over top of it, basically. So they did not do a good job. The floor's not level at all in the slightest. The foundation or the footer or whatever for your door frames is cracking. What we're also gonna do is, this was, you know, set up as like a pass-through deal for like lawnmowers, stuff like that. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna frame that all in. We're also more than likely gonna frame this in. You know, get rid of the doors, the opener, all that stuff. And then to put a man door here, something a little more, probably do like one of these doors with a window, not like a full commercial glass door. That way, you know, if I need to come out and move a car, or something like that, I don't have to open up the big door, let all the heat out. With that being said, we're also going to have to figure out another way to heat and cool this. We'll probably do a mini split. You guys probably have seen, well, probably not. Some of you guys have seen my other channel and talked about, like, I've been trying to buy a shop. I've actually been trying to buy another location for, well, since like April of 2022, so it's almost a full year. I've dealt with different banks, different lenders, tried to go different routes, and you know, some people have talked about home equity line of credit and stuff like that, and that's a good idea. It's a good option. My problem is being self-employed, even though I have an LLC. I feel like the banks don't really take me seriously. They're probably looking at me as high risk because they really just don't understand the industry. I had a couple, you know, the one bank I banked with for 10 years, they basically told me my business was a joke and that my location was terrible, and they couldn't believe that I was making as much money as I was, doing as much business as I was in the location that I'm at. So I think there's, you know, that kind of aspect. I'm not going to lease another shop. It would have to be the perfect location, the perfect building, because right now, like, to get something as similar in size as what this place will be would cost me at least $1,000 a month. And then, of course, you're going to have another set of utilities, you know, electric, internet, all that good stuff. So there's really no monetary gain here as far as leasing something. You know, I saw another building that was pretty decent size. Let's back it up. At my old shop, I was paying $1,500 a month for, I can't even remember what the square footage was, but it was kind of a weird deal because I had to share the building, like the lobby and stuff, with the people, the tenants on the other side. And if you've watched that channel, I've talked about it a couple different times. They ended up having like a skilled game place in on the other side when the owner's business went out. So they had drugs in the bathroom and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna share a space with somebody else. I'm not gonna have a landlord that you know, you tell them, hey, this is, you know, the heater's out, and they say, well, I don't have the money to fix it, sorry. Like, that's not gonna fly with me. When you're paying $18,000 a year for lease or rent or whatever you want to call it, and you've got to put your own money into it to make it worth having, it's just not worth it to me. So over the next probably month or two, depending on how everybody's schedules are, because I'm gonna do most of this stuff myself. I've grown up, my grandpa built houses. I've done a lot of this stuff myself. You can see my air line from my air compressor goes over to the other side. Insulation and all that stuff. Really what I'm gonna need help with is the floor. I got one of my buddies that does site work and stuff. He's gonna tear all this out when I'm ready. So, you know, in case you haven't realized it already, this side over here was strictly for storage. It really wasn't big enough because this workbench that was in here stuck out to like here, which, you know, it's like 4 feet basically. It's like 3 feet, so you couldn't drive a car through or anything, which is why I assume they set this up for like a lawnmower or whatever. I pay for lawn care because I'm allergic to grass, so I don't have to worry about a lawnmower or anything like that. But when we knock this wall in, or knock it out or whatever, and open this whole thing up, it's going to give you almost 800 square feet. So, you know what, if you need to bring a lawnmower through here, you just come through the big door and psh, there you go. So I'm not super worried about it, but it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a little bit of money, but I'm talking about it now because I'm going to kind of time lapse a lot of this stuff and kind of show you guys what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and stuff like that. If you want to do this, you need to check with your local codes. You know, if you got a homeowners association, you got to check with them. You know, there's all kinds of, like, this is one of the only areas where we have to deal with codes in my area, like the only township that has building permits required. So don't just do what I do. You got to check with your local agencies and all that stuff first, which is kind of crazy, but, you know, is what it is. But we're going to time lapse a lot of this. I'll show you guys, not really like nitty gritty how to, but you can just see it come along, and we'll, you know, obviously have the footage from what it was to what it is now. One thing, there's switches here on the other side that run these lights, obviously. We'll keep them. We're gonna get different lights. Maybe I'll show you. We got some LED lights up here. These are old school. These are T8 housings with retrofit LED bulbs. That one there only has one bulb because it's kind of wonky. Like, you gotta kind of rotate it, and you know what, I don't really care that much. But we'll probably do the same high bay LED lights that the other side has. We'll install some more outlets because right now there's only 2. We're probably going to end up running 2 more circuits out here. So 1 circuit for outlets and then 1 220 circuit for probably a mini split or whatever we decide to run out here, which is probably what we'll do. But yeah, we're going to do a plywood ceiling, which some people are going to be like, well, if you're going to put metal on it, why does it matter? Well, because you don't have equal spacing on these trusses and you don't have equal spacing on these trusses. So if we just do a layer of plywood, it's going to cost about $100, take a little bit of time, but we'll be able to mount lights and anything we want in any location we want. We won't have to hunt and wait, you know, try to find a stud and make sure it's level and all that stuff. Because like hanging these lights, you know, you find your stud and then you know, you got like 4 feet. If you just get off by a little bit, now you're off the side of the stud, and you know, it's just a pain in the butt, really. So plywood for no more than it's going to cost is going to be, you know, a great way to do that. And then my plan is this whole wall will be workbenches, like toolbox, whatever. And then that way we will have plenty of space for our heat press, our vinyl sticker dealios, because we like whoa, holy smokes, startled me. But anyway, we'll have all that like a workspace, so that way the heat press is there, you know, store the vinyl in the rolls. She said something about, you know, fiance obviously said something about a lot of people stored their vinyl on a pegboard deal. We'll get a new pegboard because that's old and dirty and, you know, whatever. So it's going to look pretty nice, I think. It's going to look really nice. It's going to be really usable. That's the big thing for me. And then the biggest, probably the second biggest benefit, really one of the main reasons why I'm going to do it, is so that way when we get the bigger trucks in here, you know, 25, 3500s, we'll be able to just pull them in at an angle, and then they'll fit, you know, just fine. We can shut the door. We don't have to worry about it. And then also, it's kind of like a lower on the priority list thing. We're going to go 1 foot taller, so instead of having a 7-foot door, we'll have an 8-foot door. It'll be the same deal, 16. It'll be a 16 by 8, and then it will be also insulated from the factory. So we won't have to worry about these insulated, which, I mean, it worked out really well. It's not the most visually appealing deal, but anyway, that's all I got for this video, guys. Big things are going to happen. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some work, some sweat equity, but I'm kind of excited to show you guys the process as we go along. I don't know, I'll make a separate playlist for it, but I'm not going to sit here and promise, 2 videos a week or whatever. A lot of times I only have an hour or 2 per day to mess around over there, so it really just depends on how much free time I have. Obviously we're getting, this is February, so business is going to start picking up. Tax time's getting closer, so that time may dwindle more and more. We'll see. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.